Hey everybody, it's Eric from EPAutos.com, your libertarian car guy. Going to do a quick walk around here of the 2019 Lincoln Nautilus, which isn't an XYZ 123.20 for once. One of the nice things about the resurgent Lincoln brand is that they are going back to using actual names for their vehicle. Nautilus, Corsair, Continental. I find that to be very, very appealing, very attractive on just a gut level. It helps you to bond more with a car when it's actually got a name instead of a number that sounds like the latest update for an app. In addition to that, and in keeping with that, Lincoln has also taken a different road with regard to the emphasis of their design, which is now on softness and calmness, and on a less obstreperous presence. They don't have the angry samurai face on their vehicles, and that's a big plus in my opinion. Here, let's go around to the front and have a look. Here's the Nautilus badge. And here's the new front end, which just has a nice, attractive, stately looking front end. That's not geriatric, but it's also not ready to go into battle or whatever it is these designers think they're trying to create the impression of with these new vehicles. Just a really classy, nice, pleated, upscale look. And I think that's part of the reason why Lincoln is actually beginning to do really well, and Cadillac is not doing so well. And by the way, let me show you another cool thing that Lincolns have. They've got this, and they've had this since the 80s. There's a touchpad here on the door pillar that you can use to get into the car in the event that you have misplaced your keys. Nobody else offers that feature. It's a really handy extra, you know, again, just in case you misplaced your keys, and we all do that. Inside the car, you'll see some nice, cool retro touches like the push button, gear selector. Might as well have that since all cars now are drive-by-wire, and having a console-mounted lever that you pull really is kind of vestigially ridiculous because it's not connected to anything, and all it's doing is taking up space. And it's also in a place where you're likely to spill something on it, and since there are electronics underneath that, you're likely to cause yourself an expensive problem at some point down the road. Anyway, you'll note that there's nothing really over the top about this vehicle. It's just a very welcoming, very plush, very soft, very comfortable place to spend some time while you're out driving. And that's what Lincoln is all about nowadays. It's a return to a less stressful way of getting around. People are responding to this. Heck, I'm responding to it. It's hard to get me excited about a crossover, but I really enjoyed spending a week in this vehicle. And of course, it helped that this one is a loaded to the gills black label with this really attractive looking plum leather, and it's got the massaging seats. You push the button right there, you get the seat massagers, and that's a very nice touch in a vehicle too that's not stratospherically expensive. It's hard to find massaging seats in vehicles that aren't six-figure vehicles, so that's a very nice touch. Let's have a look at the back while I'm at it before we close everything up. And again, you'll see it's just a really nice place to be. Nothing over the top, nothing that's going to baffle you with technology, and yet there's lots of nice technology in the vehicle. It's just more in the background there if you want it, but not in your face if you don't want to have to deal with it. So more up at EPAutos.com, the web's best libertarian gearhead site. There's also a couple of rants about the GM strike and this business with that murderous armed government worker, Amber Geyer, down in Texas. I'm glad on the one hand that this cretin got convicted of murdering her neighbor. However, it looks like she's only getting 10 years and will be eligible for parole in 5, which means that she got a lighter sentence than the Orange Man's former campaign manager, Paul Manafort, if you can imagine that. And whatever you may think of the Orange Man and whatever you may think of Paul Manafort didn't kill anybody, and he's in federal prison for longer than this psychopath who barged into her neighbor's apartment and almost immediately opened up and killed the guy. So there's that. Anyway, thanks for viewing, and we'll catch up with you again soon.